From Queens, New York, comes MC and performing artist Starvin B. Known for his intricate wordplay, sharp delivery, and raw boom bap energy, Starvin B is an incredible MC, a dope lyricist, and wordsmith who embodies everything you look for in a real hip hop artist, adding to his impressive discography, which includes standout projects such as Planetary Underworld, Dirty Work, Dad's House, and Sorry for Your Loss. In addition to his impressive discography, he's known for his frequent dope visuals and powerful live performances that accompany his prolific musical output. Tune in to learn about his journey in music, what he's currently working on, and future plans at 5:30 p.m. LA, 8:30 p.m. New York. Let's bring him in.
Yo, what's up, what's up?
Peace, peace, peace. Salute. How you doing, my bro?
What's going on, man? Thank you for having me on your show.
Hey, man, it's an honor to have you on. You're truly legendary. Your discography is crazy. And I feel like you're cooking. I feel like you're about to let loose on everybody in 2025.
Well, yeah, I certainly have a lot of stuff that, I know people are gonna enjoy, and I've been waiting for like the proper way to release it, and I'm really ready to just start letting go. But I definitely want to move away from the regular streaming aspect. But I think for now I'm just gonna have to use it just to get the material out there. But yeah, man, peace to you for checking out and getting up to date with everything, and hitting me up to be on here.
Absolutely, brother. It's truly an honor to have you on. You know, when it comes to somebody like yourself that is well versed in this culture with an incredible discography that has been around, for long enough that you've seen the different platforms develop and the game change from the mixtapes to the social media to the streaming to back to physicals in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And kind of figuring out how to navigate it. There's no problem with you like doing rhymes and putting together dope music. It's how do you now navigate the current music business? You know what
That
I'm
that
saying?
that's 100% the whole uphill battle, and why things just don't get released as fast as I can make them.
Yeah.
You know, and like in some situations it takes years to figure out the proper ways based on who you're making the music with. So what I have been working, I remember when you were putting up the post earlier that you want to see what's going on in the future. I've been working closely with a group of people. Lem Fishburne on the visuals, DJ Kill on the engineering and DJing aspect. Margo doing a lot of legwork, and Flush and Check coming through with some of the rhymes. Those are basically the core of like who's around right now, and how we're trying to figure it all out. And shout out to One Take Two, even though he's working from a distance, out there in Florida. But yeah, so that is the whole issue, just how to get it out there and how to give it its proper respect due to the music itself. And yeah, you just hit it on the head. It is a challenge. I do love to see like there's surges here and there with vinyls. I should shout to Nems. He just put out a really nice looking vinyl, and that looks like a really promising venture and a great way to do it. Like Nems can't fail with the way he does, because he's just he's out there 24/7. Always he doesn't take a minute off, it
He
seems.
mastered
So
this. He mastered the
yeah,
social media. He really,
and
and his personality,
how to
everything
get
worked
it. Yeah.
perfectly for it.
Yeah, he's just the right person for that type of era and that type of constantly being out there type of energy. See, me, I'm definitely a bit more reclusive. I don't want to be reachable constantly,
Bro,
and I
but
don't want to be
that's
seen.
like the Nas. That's like the
Yeah,
Nas era. That's how
don't want. I
Nas
just
was, the
don't want to
mystique.
be. I didn't know. I just think it's not even mystique. I think it's my personality. Like like it's not for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But that's dope. That right there is what was so alluring about the artists I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it kind of seasons change. You know what I mean?
definitely, people need to be themselves.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing that I feel is missing from like contemporary hip hop. Is like, just be yourself. There's no box to check. Just do your stuff. See, if you love it, keep doing it. That's it. There's nothing more to it. There's nothing to it but to do it. That's my favorite saying. Nothing to it but to do it.
That's dope. I need to ask because I think people are going to want to know after you made him famous. How's Bucky doing?
Bucky's he's good. He's a pain in the ass. You want him? If you want him, you can come to Queens and pick him up whenever you're ready.
Yeah, how old
Now
is
we love
Bucky now?
Bucky. He'll be well. Nah, he just turned 4. He just turned 4. Yeah, it's been 4 years of Bucky. Bucky's he is a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, yeah, that's dope.
Sure.
But you know, everybody got to know him now, so it's really dope.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I just did that justice because of that type of creative energy came naturally from taking a dog into our home, and like you're gonna now love him, and the way the song, and also that was at the time I was really getting pulled into doing my own beats and making my own beats,
Yeah,
and that beat was just perfect for the moment.
yeah,
So yeah, I
because
love the song.
you produce Bucky.
Yeah, yeah. There's been a couple times I'm like, yo, I'm really about to bring this dog to the fire department and just leave him there. And I was like, I can't because of that song. I would be a piece of shit if I make that song and then I do something like that.
That's funny. I got two
Yeah,
huskies, so I can relate. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. It's tough to like being someone that goes to work and then you leave the dog at the mercy of themselves for a couple hours. You don't. I hear a lot of bad stories of like things that go on with the dogs, and it's like you're actually lucky to come home to them at all because they could get into a lot of things when you're at work and you're not watching them during those hours. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's not easy, bro. It's not easy having a dog. Think about everybody out there. Like you think about getting a dog.
you got
Think about how
you got
much
to know
time
what you're
it is.
doing.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not just like a happy-go-lucky commercial, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, you made Bucky famous, bro. We all love Bucky now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he gets. I mean, even without the rap thing, he just is such a unique looking dog that he's been called a legend in my neighborhood, and like, oh, he's a dog that made us want to get a dog. And it's all right, good for him. Whatever, good for him.
So are you planning on releasing a project in 2025? Or are you gonna wait? Do you have to kind of, what is that kind of still up in the air? Because I know you got the product, you got it in
Exactly.
there.
Well, there's one slated to go, and I think it is gonna just make its way on Spotify, which is the one take joint, fresh out the rotten. Um, there's some cool features on there. There's a lot of flushing tech on there. So yeah, that's looking like it is coming out soon. The Zodiac joint is on there. If you saw Zodiac, and the Zodiac video will kind of like start to roll that out. But a lot of these songs are just so. The reason why this one is gonna be the first one to come out is because some of these songs are like 11 years old, 10 years old. I was up on DJ Clips talking about it. Like, yeah, the point like you have to release it because it's just like otherwise you're knocking down a tree in the woods, and it's just you want to use your music to have its most its most effective purpose, and you got to share it with the people eventually. So you can't just like
Yeah.
keep thinking about it too much, overthinking it.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's definitely. I think we're like in a moment where a lot of artists, especially established artists, that aren't releasing like their first project. You've got an incredible discography that people, you don't got to release nothing ever again. Starvin B's established. You know
I
what I'm
do.
saying?
I already feel like that. I do feel like that, and I feel like now the work is more about how to re-release, like at least the idea of it, maybe with videos of stuff that's already out there. I want to like kind of investigate that a bit. But like there's almost like an equal amount now of unreleased music. So
Yo,
it's
that's
like it's
crazy.
crazy. So yeah, so it is crazy, and it also shows me like the challenge of my journey isn't really so much of like like I said, following the routine of the music business and checking the boxes, but more of a how to be creative with hip hop in different ways. Where it's like, all right, the song is done now. What does this song mean? How do you show it to people?
Yeah,
And that's what it is. So there's some really exciting things that are definitely going to come out during the summer of songs that people probably thought like when I say people, I mean people that were there when we were making it, the
yeah,
people that were in the room when we were making it that aren't around no more that they probably would have thought like, oh, this song isn't gonna make it to the light of day, but the song has evolved now in different ways and has different aspects that have added to it in a way that there's no way you can't release it. Like it's that good. You have to do something with this. So yeah, that's what this summer is gonna be
that's
about.
dope, bro.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah, yeah.
So you
Thank you,
started
man.
producing. You've been behind the pen, dropping bars, hitting us over the head with lyrics for a minute. But the production started more like around 2020.
Yeah, around that time where everybody was locked in their house.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like,
Talk to us about that. Take us on that. Take
that's
us
what it
on the
was.
journey.
It was like a, well, all right. So I've made beats forever. Like as long as like once I was left alone with DJ equipment, like when there was downtime and back in the early '90s, like we had somebody's house with DJ equipment. They rather play Mortal Kombat. I was like, guys, stick me with the DJ equipment. I'll start messing around. We had 4 tracks, 12-second samplers. I learned the concept of like taking a little bit of a good drum loop and turn it into my own. I learned how to do that pretty early. So I had my own little ways of how I understand production, and I would call it maybe minimalist.
Yeah.
So now there's so many different apps and programs that you could get, and you could apply those same methods. Where you're only
Yeah.
taking very little bits of the sample and turning them into keypads and changing the notes, and the universe is yours as far as that. So I was like, let me just start taking the time. Everybody's expecting me and they're sending us checks. Like, let me just take the time and just do this. But this would be my job for a couple. Honestly, the real meat of it was a couple of months, and then I was playing basketball, broke my leg, so then I was laid up. So that took it
Wow.
even further. Yeah, so I was laid up. I broke my leg playing basketball 2020 September. So I was laid up till like at least March, April.
You was on double lockdown.
That was double lock. Well, not really. The lockdown part was mostly over for like people like me. Like we
I
knew
know
where to
exactly
get
what
the.
you mean. Me too. I
Yeah,
was
I was out.
outside.
I was already out, but I also went through. There was a very transitional period. I stopped drinking because I would be drinking, and then it would be 3 in the morning. It was like I am legend. There's no one else out on the street at all. So I was like, no more drinking. I did 2 years off of no drinking, and
Wow.
yeah, it was making a lot of making beats. I made a lot of beats and got more familiar with the Serato and the Logic, and now I got a MPC in the crib that's just collecting dust. But yeah, I'm about to start messing with that a little bit. I want to try to incorporate that, maybe even to doing some live performances and stuff like that. Like not
Yeah.
not excluding the rap thing and not doing both at the same time. But I would like to figure out how to use that as a certain kind of like instrument mechanism.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
That's dope. That's dope, man. Thank you for sharing all that. Well, how are
Yeah.
you producing nowadays?
Right. Well, lately I haven't. I've been kind of just falling back, making the beats that I already have. You're gonna see a lot of records, but yeah, I haven't really been messing with new beats per se. I've been focusing more on writing and the making verses and writing and just keeping my pen sharp. I haven't really been messing with the beats like that. This for 2025, let's say.
Yeah.
But you're
Yeah. That's
definitely
dope.
gonna hear some like that were made from that era that they're posted. For that same group of songs, aside from the one take thing. We're just gonna try to get as busy as we can, man. Keep releasing singles and videos, and Lem. Shout out to Lem, man. He's working hard to keep up with it, and he's doing a lot of good stuff on his own too. He just did a new Psycho Les video. Each video he just see he's getting better and better. And there's other projects too that Hold on a second.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Yeah, so I can kick it with you for like another 15 minutes or so.
Sounds good, brother.
But
Sounds
yeah,
good.
man, thank you for having me on here, bro. I see what you're doing. I think Lassa, somebody sent me your links of what you did. I watched a couple of them. It's cool. I see like you have a great respect for hip hop. You got a positive take on it, and I appreciate people that want to show light. I definitely it's great that I'm able to talk to you about what I'm trying to do
Absolutely,
because
brother. And you know what I'm saying? When the music starts to drop in 2025, 2026, we can always run it back. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor to build with you, period.
copy that,
You
copy
know?
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, we talked about upcoming music in 2025. We talked about how you started producing and how you've been keeping the pen sharp now. I wanted to ask, a big part of your creativity and that you've been a part of is also your visuals. You've done a lot of visuals over the year for, your discography, and now, you're steadily working on stuff. Talk to us about, the visual aspect of your artistry, how you participate in it.
Well, yeah. First off, I'm just super lucky that I've even been able to do half of the stuff I've done.
Mm.
A lot of it has come off of like opportunities of other people being really excited to do it, like the Murder Finger video. You got to go check that out. That was created by a company in Switzerland that was just rocking with my boy, and it turned out to be a really big production. Like if you check out that video, you can tell that's beyond my sphere of like capabilities of like taking the camera out, and like I'm talking about a whole crew, you know, the equipment, the set, everything. It was in Switzerland. Like that you gotta check that video out to really see how crazy that this journey is with you. Like it's not about what you can do on your own, it's about what people want to help you make too.
Yeah.
You know, like even aside from the money, like if you're in a place where people aren't really helping you, and like, you know, you got to work to get to there, you know, before you work to get to even making a dollar off of it. You got to work to a point where people want to get on your team and get in your corner and help you out and make great things. I've you know, I've been super lucky, man, that I've gotten a lot of people on my side to help me make these
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you know, when you actually work on the visuals, are you more like, you know, okay, this is the song and I'm gonna represent myself, but you let them kind of handle the creative part? Or are you is that part of your creativity too, where you contribute to the visual, you know, aspect of it?
Well, all right. So, for example, like, I mean, shout to Lem again, like with a song like Buckey. Buckey was the first video that we really did together, me and him. And, like, you know, it was a song that it kind of makes itself, the video.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, so, like, so it wasn't that, that's the type of approach I kind of take to it. I have a lot of super ambitious ideas of how to make a video that, you know, they just don't come to light based on it's just too crazy, too ambitious, you know, don't have the budget for it, don't have the, you know, will it even work? Will it even look like a good thing with the capabilities that we do have? So now, like with a video like Whoa Hop, we kind of meet it in the middle. So it's like, all right, here's what the song is about, here's what we got, but like, how can we do it to make it work where it's not, you know, just eating Chinese food in a video, you know? So that's, I mean, there's no science to it. You know, it's just a matter of trying your best, showing up, and you know, being somewhat creative with a uncorny, you know, spin on it.
yeah,
You know, like there's no right or wrong way to do it. I can't take credit for like, you know, and also I don't feel like, you know. Then there's a video like 99. 99 is done in the middle of a stop and frisk protest. The video is done for you there. You didn't have to cut it even one single time. You could have shot it like one hop, one
yeah,
joint all the way through. You know what I mean? So it's that type of thing. You have to have the initiative. You got to take, you know, you jump in at the right time and then do your stuff, man. You got to get busy.
yeah, yeah. That's dope, bro. Can you talk to us about, you got so many tracks. You're so dope with the pen. What's your creative process like? Like how do you write it? How do you make a song?
I mean, and sometimes it's intention. Sometimes it's because it's my job. Like, oh, we got to get this money. Sometimes it's because I have a group of rhymes that just come out in the first listen of the beat. And it's like, oh, that's the song right there. It just
It
married
just
itself.
spills out.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's in the studio and it's like, oh, it's fourth quarter. We got an hour left in the studio. What you gonna do now? All right, put this verse here, put this verse here. Wait, put this hook here. Open the phone, look at the notes. Like, you know, it's a scramble. So it's all different kinds of ways.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
did you start out, you know, more as a writer or more as a freestyle artist?
I just started out as like I had this vision of I didn't want to be unprepared for any cipher in school, and I didn't want to be unprepared for any cipher in the street. I wanted to have new rhymes for new situations, so I just started writing as much as I could.
Got it. You had
Yeah,
rhymes ready.
yeah, I had rhymes ready. I had the go-tos, like every rapper that raps, like you have the go-tos for the ciphers and all that. You have your stuff ready, but it evolved and it becomes into this thing that, you know, it starts to become an obsession. And then and also your skill level starts to play around. Like you don't need to really write no more. You can memorize, just be repeating in your brain. Walk into the store, you know, like then you get back from the store. You've been repeating the whole time, so now you have this you have this highway in your brain that's dedicated to this one bullshit you wrote walking to the store.
Yeah, that's dope, bro.
Mm.
It, the name Starvin B. What's the origin of the name?
The origin of the name was just like the graffiti that people used to write on their binders.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there was my name, my binder had Brando on it, and somebody seen it. They was chiming from. They was like, Brando, you look like Starvin Brando, not Marlon Brando. And then the other people was like, yo,
Uh,
he sound like he's starving when he rap. You heard him rap? He sounds like he's starving. And then just took it and tried to make a joke on me positive, and it stuck, and it just stuck. Yeah,
that's dope. That's dope, bro.
and it's
I wanna
good. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. And then hey, and here we are all these years later,
I mean,
Starvin
yeah,
B.
it's just now it's turned into like this thing of like the same reason why I don't abandon Buckey. Like there's so much meaning to it, and there's so much already invested in it that to turn back on it now would be coward work, and we don't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm riding out with it. I've been rocking under Ben Eden. When people ask me who I am, I'll be like Ben Eden now. My new name is Ben Eden, like, but that's like in the street argument shit. Like I haven't really dropped it like that on the records.
Yeah, because I saw like a copyright on one of the releases. It was like Ben Eden.
Yeah, I would like to evolve into Ben Eden. I don't want to be called starving for my whole life. I think there's definitely a lot of power in words, and sometimes I do
Yeah.
get sick of being called starving. I'm not starving by any means. It's kind of disrespectful to the people that are starving. But as far as there are things in the world that I would be starving to see different, done differently, handled differently. That it is a starvation of like positivity in certain aspects. So yeah, I'm rocking with it still. There's and the sound is definitely still Starvin B all the way. Like as far as the bars go,
It's a cool play on
we
words,
still
right?
hungry.
Ben
We
Ben
still hungry.
Eden. Like Ben Eaton,
Yeah,
right? Starving B. Now
so
you've
it's
been
like
eating,
Starvin B, Ben Eating. Yeah, Starvin Ben Eating. That like
but it's
the
spelled
starving
like
doesn't really go away.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you spelled it like Ben Eden,
Yeah,
right?
like eating, like like yeah, Garden of
That's
Eden, exactly.
dope. Dope play on words. Like an
Yeah,
MC.
I try,
Yeah.
man, I try.
As we start to wrap up, I want to make sure that we highlight any moments that you think are really important in your incredible career. You've worked with amazing legends, right? You've been on Tony Touch, Peacemaker 3, Return of the 50 MCs. Obviously, your work with the legendary Sean Price, artists like Royal Flush and Nems, and the list goes on and on, right? We could just sit here and talk about the
Yeah,
accolades. You,
I'm super lucky. I'm just
yeah,
super lucky. I'm just super lucky. I guess like that obsession plays into that. Like I was just so obsessed that there's a period in my life that I guess just the way things work out, there's no way I could have been excluded from these situations just because of how much I was making myself available to them. And I try to like, implement that same state of mind now. But you know, I've just been lucky, man. I can't really take the credit for that. I didn't steer it. I didn't aim at anybody. I'm really fortunate to have people like Nams and Royal Flush embrace me, and then and Sean Price, of course. And yeah, man, it's just lucky, bro. You're
yeah,
just lucky that you good at what you do and you're able to do it. Like all you can ask for from the universe is the opportunity to be great, and then hopefully you can provide the rest. And the only way you're gonna do that is you practice, obsession, putting real care into it.
yeah, bro. It's like you're like the walking example of like when opportunity meets preparedness.
Yeah, I need more opportunity though. I got to walk down some different blocks, I
Hey,
think.
I hear you, brother. I hear
Yeah.
you. My bro, it's an honor to have you on the Cristopolis show. I'm excited to hear what you got coming for 2025. It was really good to connect with you, and I look forward to keep building.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll stay linked, man. I'm definitely gonna send you everything I got, and I hope anything if there's anything I can do for you, same deal.
Appreciate that, my brother.
I
Salute.
appreciate you,
Peace.
man. All right, so yeah. Stay tuned, and like I said, yeah, it's gonna be a good year, man. Appreciate you.
2025, Starvin B, Ben Eden, gonna be dropping all the heat.
Starving been eating. All right, peace. Christopolis. One love,
Peace, my
bro.
brother. One love.